What it do, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm very excited to bring you guys this look. I just went ahead and shopped my stash for some old stuff, some new stuff, and I just used this time as kind of a mental health, it is okay, take a breather moment. So there's really not going to be too much talking. Well, there's not going to be too much like opinion. We're just going to go ahead and get into this video because it's me. So I'm going to be talking, I'm going to be giving you my opinion, all of that and everything in between. But like I said, if you're interested in seeing how I created this look with some old and some new, let's get to it. Hey guys, so for today's video, I've had a couple L's given to me literally today, quite a few disappointments, and I just need something to brighten the rest of my day up. I collected some things that I wanted to play with today. Some things are old, some things are new, some things you guys have seen, some things you haven't. So it's going to be a combination of things, but I'm hopeful that you guys will enjoy it, and I'm hopeful that it will bring my energy up. So hopefully, let me know how the mic's doing. It is a new mic, and there's some positives and negatives to it. We'll get into those eventually whenever I can kind of finally do like a reorganization room display situation, because I am reorganizing pretty much this whole room. But anyways, let's just go ahead and dive on in. I'm going to use my Milk Makeup Primer. And for today, kind of the general premise I thought would be nice would to kind of just show you guys, if I am ever able to do makeup every day, this would kind of be my everyday routine, products that I would be looking for, maybe even overall like look that I would be aiming for. And of course, I'm always going to go with the primer, because to me, generally the primers that I put in my project pans are my favorite or my current favorite. I would just go ahead and reach for that. I already did wet my sponge, but I actually don't really need it because I'm going to be using the Tula Skincare Radiant Skin blah blah blah. I've already showcased this on my channel and reviewed it, and pretty much I told you guys that you can get a good amount of coverage with this product with your hands, and also I prefer with the brush. With the sponge, I don't feel like the coverage is the best, but hands works fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe or rub, I guess, this in. In the event that this is the first time seeing this on my skin, this is in the shade 25. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of using my hands, but I always do clean my hands with a sanitizer before I do my own makeup. So even if I'm doing this, it doesn't faze me as bad, but it still does kind of faze me, let's face it. And I do like to rub the foundation down my neck, little got into my hairline, and just make sure it's nice and even. I also don't mind going ahead, oops, I got some on the whatever. I also don't mind going ahead and actually using the sponge just to kind of pick up any extra product, because sometimes you are going to get some excess product, and it will also help to push the product into the skin. And as you can see, I did not put any extra product on the sponge. I'm just using the sponge damp to kind of push it in. And so as you can see, I look very glowy, very luminous, very luminous. Yeah, anyways, so my hands are also dirty again, so let me go ahead and clean them off. So now that that's down, I actually have a new primer or a concealer. I actually got this through like a points or beauty perk, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer in Deep Fonts. So I believe this is the one that she literally just came out with, and you just had to spend a certain amount of money when this product was available on the website to kind of get this offer. And I just so happened to be buying, I think, the Nars cheek palette at the time, which is when I picked this up. Now this does look quite light, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because it may blend into my skin nicely. I just don't know. And I'm just going to use the butt of my sponge, which is like my normal routine, and just kind of see. So yeah, it kind of blends in well. It's not too like light and also too much coverage that it doesn't really blend with that product that I already had down. Alrighty, so as you guys can see, my skin is very, very glowy, very, very luminous, but very skin-like, and that would be something that I would actually want if I was doing an everyday kind of makeup situation. And I also just love that this also has SPF, so in the event that I'm literally wearing this every day, not only would I put my initial SPF, but then this would kind of continue to give a little bit of a barrier to my skin from the sun. So I genuinely love that. And I was going to use my Project Pan powder, but I remembered that I pulled out the ambient face palette that I showcased a little while ago, and I figured I'm going to actually use all three powders. So I'm going to use this as an under eye setting powder, this as an all over face powder, or maybe finishing. I don't know. I haven't tried it as a setting. So let's try it as a setting. Let's see what happens. And then I'm going to use this as my highlighter. So we'll see. I might not actually, because I actually have another highlighter in my treasure trove. Let me find a good brush, and I need to clean her off. Okay, so this happens to be the Sephora 73. It's a very nice flat brush, and so I think it'll be really good at depositing that product to my under eye. And I am going to go into the shade Ethereal Light, and I'm going to use that to set my concealed areas. So I haven't tried this yet. Oh no, I actually have. From what I remember, it has like a very kind of luminous finish. So I'm not positive that this would be the best product to really set, but I'm going to do one half of my face as you guys can see. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I can see it in my camera or in my mirror. A lot of luminosity to the point where it looks like I have a very subtle highlighter in this area because of that powder. Actually, let me come in now. Okay, can you guys see how much luminosity? Yes, this is very, very shiny because it hasn't been set yet. And yes, this is dulled down because it has, but there's quite a bit of radiance, like full-on radiance because of that. So, I mean, I don't know if I want to say it's like a bad thing or not, but just be aware if you are my complexion and you're getting this palette hoping to use all three shadows or all three products for the same kind of purpose that I am attempting to today, because I definitely think it could be done, but I'm not positive the finish is really what I enjoy. But I'm happy to have that set down, and then I'm gonna find a brush. This is an It Cosmetics brush. Yeah, this is an It Cosmetics brush, and I'm gonna use this and apply Transcendent light all over my face just to set that whole area. And because this brush is so big, I do kind of have to pinch the brush to get it where I want it and to make sure I don't pick up any extra product. I did also just go ahead and set my cream bronzer. You guys know I've been doing that lately. And once again, I don't think it looks bad, but it definitely has a luminosity. I will say the darker one doesn't have nearly as much luminosity. I think just because it fits my skin tone, so it kind of blends in a lot better, which is nice. What I am going to do, so I also have a cheek palette. I'm just going to go ahead and use the Nars one. I haven't been able to test it out yet, and so I wanted to test this out today with you guys. But there also is a highlighter, so I think I'm going to skip the highlighter in this palette because I've shown you guys that one and I've tested it out additional times, and I'm going to work with this palette. But before I get into this palette, I want to put my lip shade on, and I got this from my Sephora box. So if you guys did not know, Sephora did their Sephora for 2020, but they just did it virtually, and I received my box. I already attended it and everything, and a couple of these items are actually going to be from that box, and a couple of the items I just knew I wasn't going to get any use out of, so that's just already been set aside for an additional giveaway later on. But yeah, I got my very first Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I've never purchased one, and I love the shade shade they picked Walk of No Shame. That is the same blush shade that I took the chance to pick up, and this is like a nice darker mauve tone. So what I'm gonna do is actually apply a lip liner really quickly, and I'm gonna apply this just so that I can have this in comparison to like my final blush shade, because I do want my blush and my lip product to match today. But because I don't have my glasses on, it's gonna take me a minute to find my lip liner, so give me 1 second. Okay, I decided not to fully line my lips, but I did do quite a deep line area though. And now it's time for the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I am very 90s with this color combination today. Very much 90s. Wow. What formula is this? I believe this is her cream formula. No, this is the Luminous Modern Matte formula. So it's not the full-on cream, and it's not the full-on matte version. I like it. I think I should have backed off a little bit of that liner though. So to fix that and kind of cover it up, I'm actually just going to go ahead and top off this combination with my Tower 28 gloss. Okay, so I find that this does well. Hopefully it looks nice. I kind of like it. It looks very, very bold, but I kind of like it. Now, I think it will even out once I get more stuff on my face. As for bronzer, I am going to use my bronzer combination, which is my powder from Sephora brand in their Microsmooth line in Deep, and then my ColourPop Bits and Pieces bronzer. Now these are both in various project pans that I have currently going on, so that's why I'm using them. But I also use the Sephora brand because it's a little bit more neutral, so it dulls down the ColourPop bronzer, and it's also darker, so it kind of deepens it up a little bit too. So that was kind of the rationale for that, and I think I've been really enjoying this combination. I think it just overall brings my looks together in a nice way. Alright, so I do want to go ahead and set some of this powder down, but let me get my last two cheek products on and then I will do so. So for this Nars palette, they're all new shades, so that's very, very exciting to hear. And there is, of course, like I said, the highlighter here, which I believe is Limelight, and this one I believe is Golden Age. I'm gonna choose, I think, this one with maybe a splash of this one. I really want to try this one, not gonna hold you up, but to match with my lips, I'm gonna go with this one right here. I'm just gonna take this Luxie large angled brush and try and pick up some product. This is a baked gelée product, so it may require natural hair brushes, but I'm gonna try it with this brush. This is synthetic, in case you're wondering, and I can see a little bit. I definitely would want to pack on some more product though. Alright, so you see how that little bit of color really brought something to my face. It was kind of dead dull, but now it's better, so that's kind of why I do it. I try to keep the blush a little bit higher. I know sometimes I'm guilty of bringing it too low, but if you keep it higher, it really brings up your cheekbones and all of that. Alright, so the blush is applied and I think it looks beautiful. It's not super matte or matte at all. It definitely has that baked gelée finish, which is kind of more of a skin-like finish, which is perfect for this overall kind of everyday makeup look. I'm just going to use a highlighter brush. This one happens to be from Wayne Goss, and I'm going to go into the highlighter just to see how she works on my skin tone. Sometimes these highlighters that are icy I can pull off, sometimes not, but I think I'll be able to pull this one off because it has a warmer undertone, and as long as it has a warm undertone, even if the color is light, it's not picking up on this brush. Let me get a stiffer brush and try that. Even if the color is really light, as long as the undertone has some form of warmth in it, I find that I tend to be able to pull it off. So there you go. I think it's a nice kind of subtler highlight so far. I don't see a whole lot coming off, but this is first application, so I may have to kind of dig in to the formula to really get past the top layer. Some of these products you really have to dig past that top layer to get the true pigmentation level. So you see now I feel like that side is already looking more aware, more alive, and in charge than this side. So who knows, I will take my time to really review this, and I do aim to do kind of a holiday cheek product review kind of roundup for you all. So hopefully that's enjoyable. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on my setting spray. So once again, in the Sephora bag, I got this setting spray. This is from One Size, and this is the On Till Dawn mattifying waterproof setting spray, and I figured I might as well try it. I don't particularly love mattifying sprays anymore, but let's try it. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm also going to put on my brows because I don't have anything new for my brows. I might speed that up and still record it just so that you guys can see my current routine, and then we'll do the eyes because I have some a fun little look that I really enjoyed I did last time, so I want to show you guys. Okay, so I just put on my lights. So I did change from my natural lighting to artificial lighting, and that is just because the sun started to set and it really messes with my color on camera when I'm in this in between twilight situation. So I try not to film under that if at all possible. But of course I just put on my About Face primer. And now I'm going to go into this Give little quad. So I picked this up thinking this might be something, and I feel like it is. So what I tend to do is get a brush that is a blending brush that also has a flat edge, and then I dive right on into this palette. So first I'm going to go into the darkest shade here, and I'm gonna pick up a good amount of product, and I'm going to apply it on the outer V of my look or my eye. I am going to apply this on the lid and in the crease, and I will do everything that I'm doing on the top. I will also be doing on the bottom as well. Okay, so that is applied. It looks pretty much dead on, if not slightly warmer than my skin tone, which is beautiful. Then what I do is I take this lighter tone, I put that starting on the inner lid and in the crease, and I kind of blend these two shades together. Then what I do is I take this lightest shade, and that's going to be my brow bone highlight. And if you feel like you put a stripe like I just did, you can always take the product off and blend away. If you feel you need some product to kind of help with the blending, you can always go in with one of those shades you put on your lid to help blend out. But I feel like that looks beautiful. And then once again, clean off your brush one last time. And then we're going to go into the actual shimmer shade, and this is the look. I felt like the last time I did this, I absolutely loved what it looked like, not only in person, but also on camera. So I wanted to show you guys, and I definitely will go ahead and be reviewing this soon. I just need to collect a couple more things, and then I will be reviewing quite a few of the products I actually showcased in today's video. But the last thing I believe I need to showcase today is the mascara. Once again, I got this from my Sephora bag, and this is from Rare Beauty, and this is her Perfect Strokes mascara. I believe I remember people really enjoying this mascara, and it does say that it is volumizing, so that's why I kept it. Very sleek, basic packaging. And let me get my mirror, and we're gonna see what it do. Okay, what I will say is this is extremely black, which I appreciate, and I think this does decently well at catching onto my lashes and lengthening them. I don't see too much volume, but I also didn't apply too many coats because I am going to be putting on lashes, so I didn't want to do too much, but I definitely will be testing this out to see how I'm really enjoying, or maybe not enjoying so much, this mascara. But I'm just going to go ahead and put that on. I'm going to put on my liner, my lashes, and then I will come back to show you guys the finished look. Alrighty guys, so this is the finished look, and I think it looks really nice, really seamless. My skin and my base looks beautiful, even though I was really concerned about the shimmeriness under that under eye area. I think once I set it with my setting spray and kind of gave it time for my skin to kind of adjust it, I think it looks really nice. That blush looks beautiful. The highlighter seamlessly blends in with that blush. My bronzers look good. My lip product, I think it overall came together. Even though it might be a little bit more vampy than like my blush and kind of everything else going on, I think it looks really nice. And you guys know I love the eyes. The eyes are really cool. Now, the only difference that would happen between how I look right now and then, of course, like every day, is that I would not put lashes on. Although I did just see Angelica Niquis's latest video where House of Lashes came out with a mini lash styles so that you can actually wear them with your glasses, and I'm intrigued. I don't know if I would start wearing lashes every day or even every time I put on makeup, but I definitely am intrigued to try them out, because if you guys didn't know, I am a glasses wearer as well. But that's pretty much it. I just wanted to kind of sit down, put some makeup on, brighten my mood, and I will say I do feel a little bit better, a little bit. So that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed filming it for you guys, and yeah, that's all I got. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.